Good morning. Welcome to Mason, Ohio Courts for Sports in the 2018 Midwest Showdown, a 10th grade division matchup between the West Virginia Thunder and the Michigan Crossover. Mike Hearn and Sly Williams, and it is a early morning tip-off. You see West Virginia in the white jerseys, and already you can tell it's going to be a good day for basketball.
Oh, yeah. I've loved this tournament, man. This is actually my first year here, but SUV TV has been here for the past couple of years, and this is a great environment for some, blackout recruiting session. Great environment to play ball in.
Tamia Hageman able to get that shot up early on. Quick rebound back to West Virginia. Both teams 3-0 coming out of their pools. Big point differential between the two as well. The girls from West Virginia plus 45 in their 3 wins out of Pool B. Michigan Crossover out of Pool F. Both seeds number 1 is at 3 straight away. That was a good look. Right, all the nice rebound. Josiah Jenks, 6'1". A couple of 6-foot girls is the long 2 up and in. That one out of the hands of Eden Gaynor.
You know, one thing I like, man, when you talk about 6'1", we've seen some great post play. You know, a lot of times summer ball is just dominated by guards, but I think this weekend we've seen great post play.
It's kind of like the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Davis now with the ball, went with a crossover, lost it off her foot. And one other thing I love about the summer, as the turnover on the travel by Ariana Naylor, is shoe game.
Oh, yeah.
I know Daniel would be proud.
Oh, yeah.
But the bright colored shoes are always my favorite because it's a little different, I think, than high school where you get to express your personality a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So good start for West Virginia as they get a basket on their first possession. Already a quick minute and a half and a couple of double switches. Gagne again. Wow. 4-0 right out of the gate. She's got all 4. Quick one-on-one move. Hageman to the basket and is fouled. And there you go. You had to talk about post play. Now the guards are breaking down, and it's quick 4-0.
There you go. You know, one thing, and I love what you're saying about the shoe game and expressing your personality in summer league game. I love the fact, high school, it's a little bit rigid. You know, everything's uniform. Everybody wears the same shoes. And even in some of the shoe circuit games, everybody has to have on their Nike or Reebok or Adidas or whatever apparel. But, when you have these open sessions like this, you have a little bit of freedom.
Tamia Hageman puts her team on the board for the first time. The 5'10" point guard out of Detroit's Edison Academy. That is a school that has produced a wealth of talent throughout the course of the years. And the other thing, too, that always fascinates me is the great passing down low leads to at least a look from 3 in the corner. Free throw line jumper is ultimately no good for Atkins, but you get to see a handful of girls throughout the course of the summer that play together on their high school team, and they work on some switches, maybe, some ball movement, something a little bit different. And the shoe game where I was originally talking about was Tamia Hageman, the point guard. She's got a couple of throws. As down goes Shaluna Wagner. Wagner over to the left side. Beautiful spin move. But again, you get down into the trees and the jump ball, which goes to West Virginia. Down into the trees, you look at the bottom part of the lineup. 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 5'11", 5'10" for this West Virginia Thunder team.
Oh, yeah, they have some height.
And we haven't seen really the one of the girls who I would say one of the big names for West Virginia on the floor right at center court now, and Katie Ball. Honorable mention, all West Virginia in AA, but soccer player. She's got a handful of universities, including one not all that far from here in Xavier after. Took an unofficial visit yesterday.
Okay.
And right on cue, gets the rebound. Sometimes those things work out. Nice outlet pass, and on the foul, Madison Royal Davis.
While she's in Ohio, go ahead and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
I mean, it's not all that far away.
Yeah. But, an amazing thing is you're talking about these scholarship offers and all, all state, all conference stuff like that. But these girls out here, they're in the 10th grade. These are class of 2020, 2021. So, if they're that good now, imagine what's going to happen in 2 years.
Sorry, Josiah Jenks at the free throw line, knocks down both. Didn't flip the book over to the right part. Madison Royal Davis was called for the foul. So 6-2 right out of the gate, and you get some spacing, and now you see everybody kind of clogged in the middle. I think one thing that's different for me about being the first time really doing AAU is trying to keep track of all the whistles and ignore all of them. But these girls are doing a great job.
And see, they're seasoned vets at this AAU Summer League. They're used to, nice crossover.
Oh, nice, no look. It's always a shame to me, as that's a nice rebound and the stick back for Ariana Naylor, that you get that beautiful move, almost that Iverson look, and you put it back up off the glass, and it doesn't go.
$10 move and 10-cent finish.
Nice passing by West Virginia. 1, 2, and 3 from the point back up top, and there is Gaynor again. She's got 6 of her team's 8.
Coming out early, establishing herself.
She's got a couple of looks already at 5'9", and there's another move. And you kind of get that feeling that Kaylee Davis has got now 2 straight drives down the floor, that she wants to take this one over. She gets that and gets the foul.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I love the aggressiveness out of her, you know, going, attacking the basket. Smallest thing on the court, but she's attacking inside of the lane, no fear at all.
And she's actually where I started my shoe game conversation.
Exactly.
Because I watched her go by in a flash, and it was her shoes that I noticed. As now she's at the free throw line. As you get a look in the next time around at her shoes. Misses the first free throw. Kind of an oddity.
Yeah.
Not a lot of free throw shooting you would think in the summer. Not a lot of shooting fouls.
Oh, yeah. They want the thing about these summer games, they let you play because it's about pace. They got 6 or 7 other games to play on this court alone.
Yeah, the 2 winners of the Court 2 game right now with the Nike Lady Gym Rats and the Alabama Southern Stars play here. The winner of this game and the winner of that game play here at 10:45. And that's what a lot of college scouts in the building this weekend, they're not coming to watch you shoot free throws. Well, oh, that's right. I'm sorry. The evaluation period is next weekend. I misread my own handwriting.
But see, that's the great thing about SUV, because we have so many coaches who subscribe to our channel.
That's where I was going with that.
They sit, they actually watch this. And it's funny. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of an ego boost. It's an ego boost to me. When I get a tweet from such and such college or such, hey, what do you know about this kid here? What do you know about this kid? I was like, hey, you know, I know everything.
Plus,
I'm
you got a couple of fantastic finishes in the last couple of days.
Oh, we did. We had some great games. The Michigan crossover, their 9th grade team, they played Team Elite yesterday. You can watch that in our archives.
Davis with a beautiful lead with the ball.
Nice. That's old-fashioned pick and roll. That's exact. She set the pick and rolled to the basket. Shielded out. She shielded out her player, rolled to the basket, and just created that lane to lay it up. And most impressively, she was on the left-hand side, and she laid it up with her left hand.
Marasha Wiggins out of Kalamazoo Central High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan. West Virginia now with the basketball, and you know, at one point they led 4-0 early on. Now the take, and a hard block. Keep on playing. You talked about it just a couple of minutes ago. You get even a little piece of the ball, I think, at this point. You get that benefit of play on.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a schedule to keep. So if it's a foul, they're going to make sure you earn it if it's a foul.
We're here to showcase you, but in the span of about an hour. Maddie Mace with the missed free throw.
I hate to say it, but Akron's favorite son couldn't play in this league.
He did pretty well at the free throw line last night.
Well, he wouldn't be going to the line.
One out of 2 from the line now. His son's doing pretty well on the circuit, though.
Oh, yeah.
A long outlet to Shaluna Wagner. Now it results in 2. But, yeah, the Cavs, now another trip. LeBron just a couple of short of the great Bill Russell in finals appearances in a row.
But as much as I don't like the fact that people compare him to Jordan, it is very impressive what he's done to get these guys to the finals.
Outside of that turnover, I was going to say I was very impressed with that set on the ball handling for West Virginia. Now into the corner. Good look for 3. Just skips off the front of the rim, and here you go. There go the white jerseys again. It seems like as soon as that ball gets on the ground, as they steal and the score takes away anything. Wagner with another basket. She's got 4 now, and her team up 12-9. But it is, it's a lot. You know, how do you measure that? Beautiful backdoor pass. A little too far underneath almost for Alexis Sarden at 5'10". Shot blocked and active hands inside. Dariana Little with the block.
But you know what? I like that set. I like that play. I like that set. That's something you can go back to. It'll be there. It just wasn't there that time, but it'll come back to her.
Hageman stops and pops from a couple of feet away. Almost a little off balance, like she was waiting for the contact, the normal thing. 2-on-1 break, the left-hand layup. Maddie Mace has a frantic face. Another foul.
But you know what, though? One thing I love about this, Mike, is the skill level of these young ladies right here. On that fast break where West Virginia just ran, you know, the lead on the fast break saw that she was going to get cut off. She made the right pass, and the person laying it up, she laid it up with her left hand, used her body to screen out the defender, left-hand side, left-hand layup. You know, those are just the little things that make a difference when it comes to playing this game of basketball.
Hageman shoots a knuckleball right off the front of the rim, but the thing that impressed me was on that lead, like you're saying, to be able to dribble right and make that defender make that choice of, well, which one of you do I think is going to have a better path? 1 out of 2 now from the line, 11 to 13 if you read it left to right. If you're protective about scores, it's 13 to 11. If you read it like I do as we go under a minute. Arden with the pass, and it's a lot of triangle passing as the reverse layup is good and the foul. Maddie Mace has got 5 of her team's 13. And a chance to put her squad ahead. She's another girl that I would be willing to believe has probably got a couple of big looks already as she knocks down the free throw. Does all the little things well. Runs the floor well, doesn't put herself in a bad position. But a lot of talent. It's awesome to be able to see that and see. We talk all the time. We usually fly into the hoop every year in January about how the men's game is growing, but I mean the girls are playing, and you see the wealth of talent as the game continues to grow from that front. Into the corner, the shot for 3. Again, just 2 straight knuckleballs, one from the free throw line and now one from 3. As they hit the final 30 seconds, and almost that entire setup. No look to Malia Magestro. And back into the zone with 10 seconds. I would imagine that that's probably just a thing slide for a couple of seconds to get your team a breath.
Exactly.
3 for the tie from the corner, no good. Down to 3 seconds. Rebound on the shot is no good. And 1 quarter down. This is a heck of a competitive game here to open the morning. 16-13 after 1 here on SUV TV. Start of quarter 2 at 16-13 in favor of West Virginia. Mike and slide back here at Courts for Sports in Mason. That's Ohio, if you're not familiar with the geography. Just north on 75 of Kentucky. It'll be the Michigan crossover in the green with the ball. Beautiful pass inside from the point to Marasha Wiggins for 2. So she's got 4 now. Her team down 16-15. West Virginia calling out the plays. A couple of handoffs all the way around. Jinx now up top with the basketball. She's a good one. Like I said, out of Mercy Academy. Rebound comes back out. Staying with it is Nicole Stevens out of Pickerington Central High School, just up the road in Columbus. Kind of different. The one girl outside, actually, I'm sorry, 3 girls. Anya out of St. Clairsville and Wheeling at Central Catholic. Got to see her a couple of years ago at a showcase in Northeast Ohio, and as an 8th grader, knew that girl was going to be good. Watched her put on a clinic. And now leading this West Virginia team is a take from the free throw line. No good for Royal Davis. Back the opposite way. 16-15 still as Jinx in the right hand, tough to the basket. And she's just so adept at being able to find that defender, draw him out, and draw the foul.
And you know, one thing, you said adept in the body control these young ladies have to make it to the lane, you know, kind of lean into the contact or lean away from the contact. You know, hey, I'm just amazed that the youth movement now, the younger you are, how good these players are at such a young age. And you were saying earlier you saw her in the 8th grade and you knew she was special. You know that? Hey.
Well, that was Eden,
yeah,
number
Eden,
4.
yeah.
But how about this, though? Jinx has got all 4 of her points from the line.
Yeah.
And she's also got a couple of really nice assists.
Get the freebies. They call them free throws for a reason.
Right. You think that, just in the fact that no one's guarding you. The no-look pass up to Hageman, caught in the middle with 4 white jerseys. So Wagner returned the favor from the last time around and gets the runner to go.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I love how she cuffed that ball, brought it inside real tight so no one could strip it, and then laid it up with the finger roll. Nice.
She's got 6 of her team's last 8 points. But I was talking about Tazaya Jinx out of Louisville, Kentucky and Mercy Academy. We've got her listed at 6 foot. She's got a wealth of schools who would love to have her services. And by the time, again, with these girls being sophomores, no-look bounce pass, beautifully set up and on cue. She at least takes the 3. Probably not her shot as Naylor leads it back the other way. And a travel call.
Yep. And that's one of those things. The mind was willing, but the body wasn't able. The mind wanted to go one way, but the body said, we're going to go somewhere else.
Again, I was just more blown away by there being an actual travel. And another foul, and who's there again? Jinx.
See, one thing West Virginia does real well, they move well without the ball. And, you know, they're having a lot of direct cuts to the basket. And the passers know, hey, we just put it one bounce in front of them, and they'll catch it as they cut to the basket. That's real nice, the way they cut to the basket.
And in typical Mike Hearn fashion, I went after her free throw shooting and said she had done well. She missed the first of 2.
Oh.
Hits the second, and how confident was she? Saw her walk away as that ball's in the air to give her team a 19-17 lead.
Sometimes when you're good, you're good.
When you just know, I guess. That's that old Jordan thing. Just close your eyes, see what happens. Good passing by Michigan. West Virginia's coach wanted a turnover, or wanted a travel. Here comes a turnover, though. Steal and a score for Nicole Stevens. Her first basket. Stevens out of Pick Central. They had a great year last year on their way towards Columbus, which is ironic because Pickerington's like 15 minutes away. So that wasn't that far of a trip. Bends and throws. 3 points for her squad. Now 22-17. They put it on the wrong side. Sly's got it, though.
I got it.
You see it on the screen at times. How about, we're talking about Tazaya Jinx. Does it kind of keep going back to this a little bit? Is at 3. Good looking shot. And finally, Davis gets that rainbow jumper to go. But she didn't play until after 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
Didn't play basketball. Now that kind of a lackadaisical pass comes out with a steal. 2-on-3 to the break. Trying to lean in to grab that foul was Kaylee Davis. Davis, I would call that a rejected pass. It's quick hands again between she and Hageman result in a quick score. And not all that long ago, she only had 2. She's got 7 now that has given her team a chance to go ahead. Quick steal and a score. There's the other half, and Hageman, her first from the field to go along with her 3 free throws.
Left hand. It's so many. I wish people could just watch this game and see the amount of left hand layups that were used. All she did was use her body to screen out the defender and lay it up with the left hand.
Luckily, they can go back and watch it. They can start from the beginning. Now into the game, Bailey Adkins for West Virginia. They'll bring out a couple of subs. They have moved and used their subs exceptionally well as the shot clock violation.
And we are playing with a shot clock. I forgot to tell you, Mike, we have a shot clock up here. And
I saw it, but really it hasn't been an issue until that possession.
No, and that's the thing. I find so many people are worried about having a shot clock in high school basketball. But I'm going to be honest, I've never met a kid who was really afraid to shoot.
No. I always want to say that, too. Every time someone talks about it, I say, you don't do half the games I do, apparently. It's never an issue. 30 seconds, Now back to 14, and there is an extra defender right on the sideline. Is that up off the backboard? Good way to stay with it, at least initially for Wagner. Her 5th shot. No foul as the play is on. And the one thing about these games, because I thought that was going to be the pull-up for the jumper, honestly, is that it's tight on the sideline and a 3 from way outside. Maybe not the shot that West Virginia wanted. Back down in the post, left hand won't go.
And see now, I feel like to shout out Coach Mark Curlow, my old high school basketball coach. The only rule we had in high school was if anybody was on the sideline in front of the bench, our whole bench had to stand up and be like, hey, put the pressure on them if we trapped them over there on the sideline. Use that sideline as your extra defender.
And the score for the Thunder. So Jinx now at the line with the game, tied at 24. Her first make from the field, believe it or not. Got to play her districts as a rebound. That is a shame. That's a high IQ basketball play with no finish. What do you say, $10, 10 cent?
$10 move, 10-cent finish.
So already just a couple of minutes before the half, a lot of big scores as I look around the boards right now. There's one game behind us that is 36-12.
Yep, running clock soon.
That is, I saw a game, one of the results, I forget which one it was, what division it was 15-0.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't know that could happen. Arden now with the basketball, high dribble from the free throw line, back out top in the rainbow 3. Offline for Maddie Mace.
15-0, that's a bad baseball game.
Right, that's
sounds like one of my son's Little League games.
that's with the Indians bullpen lately. That's a couple of their games. It's terrible. And the worst part about the way that they have the netting, it doesn't necessarily protect the ball if it goes around the corner.
Yeah.
So they make you go get it. Shalana Wagner just found that one out. She's almost winded from having to run over to stop it in the other court. Nice crossover on the take by Hageman. The spin move up off the glass for 2. She's got 2 from the field that are exactly the same way. And she's done a really nice job giving her team the lead of leading off the screen. Jenks wants to go back door on the lob. The turnaround, how does that go? For the 5'10 Alexis Arden. On principle, that should not have been able to go. Just based on, I don't know, gravity.
Yeah.
Take inside, off balance with the left hand for Davis.
I might have to look and see if Davis is left-handed.
I would hope so after that one.
That was a good shot.
That was kind of a fall away half runner in the lane. Now 28-26, hugely competitive game between two teams. Winners of their pool sitting at 3-0. And you can tell that things have gone their way. I talk about the point differential in their 3 games. West Virginia plus 45, Michigan plus 28. They just went out and threw down on some folks.
Yeah.
Now West Virginia plays on the defensive end. Mia Hageman works in front of West Virginia's bench. Nice crossover, triple.
Ooh.
Throw it up and throw it in. Second time now that her team has hit a three and they lead. That's their largest at 4 right now. Just about a minute to go in this first half. Crossover again, leads you in front of 4 defenders. Good move, maybe not effective when you look at where your spacing ends up. Shot clock down to 10 for Adkins. Drops it down inside on the high take. Kaylee Renbo fouled and will go to the line. First time that the 6'1" sophomore has really been able to get herself into position like that. 6'1" power forward out of Wheeling Central Catholic in Triadelphia, West Virginia.
Triadelphia.
That's what it says on the sheet. Drops down the free throw. Team doing very well from the line, 75% at 9 out of 12. Knocks down the second. Like I said, coaches don't necessarily tune in to watch free throws, but they're very impressed when you are consistent from the line. They kind of morph, does West Virginia, back from that man and that 2-3 as they use their length inside.
Sometimes you got to be selfish on that. She has to take that shot. Her heart was in the right place, but she lost her defender and she had the shot.
Shot clock down to 8 on the back out for Hageman. Crossover again. Somebody's got to get a shot up. From inside the free throw line, Wagner drops in her 8th point. Final 20 seconds now as West Virginia comes right to left. I'm interested to see what kind of set West Virginia finishes with on this when they've settled for a couple of deep threes in 2 of their last 6.
There's that backdoor cut.
As they look again, saved with 4 seconds. Shot runner from the free throw line to end the half from Nicole Stevens. She's got 5 and it's halftime. Michigan on top of West Virginia, 33-30 here in the morning session on SUV TV. 33-30 Michigan at the half. Bucket slide back to start quarter 3. West Virginia with the basketball in the white jerseys. Michigan in the greens, which I still think are Oregon Ducks inspired. Pass inside, shot no good for Gaynor. 6 points in the first half. Now back the opposite way on the deep pull-up, in and out for Wagner. Rebound comes down, and that shot from Rasha Wiggins draws a foul. You had 19 seconds on your bingo card for how long it'll take to get a foul shot in the second half. You win absolutely nothing. But thanks for playing along.
We appreciate it.
So now Wiggins at the line.
Hey, I like the free throw technique. Look, take a look at the free throw routine. I love that.
She's got her first from the line. Yeah, it's definitely a different one. Behind the back and no good.
Oh, doesn't work this time.
Our team went 3 out of 4 in the first half.
But you know, that's the thing about free throws is developing your rhythm. It's a rhythm shot. You know, whatever you take to get your mind in that whatever, shoot the shot.
Jinx was trying to take over. The pass ends up in the hands of Madison Royal Davis, and she's going to be fouled on the opposite end. I think despite the objection from Bailey Adkins. Bailey Adkins, Lafayette, Lavalette, West Virginia, out of St. Joseph Central Catholic High School. Very good in the state of West Virginia if you don't know about girls basketball. So back now to the line. Actually, the first time to the line, Madison Royal Davis. Get to see what her free throw routine looks like. Much more simple approach than her teammate. Knocks it down. Her team now with their largest lead at 5. Rogers High School, I thought she sounded familiar when I heard her name. 36-30 as she puts down 2. I've actually seen this girl the last couple of years. I got to do a handful of Toledo Rogers games. They got a girl named Zaya Cook that's their point guard. It's being looked at by nearly everybody. Michigan has been high on her for a couple of years.
Okay. Since
she was a freshman. Now the pass down inside, and I just kept looking at her name thinking, why does that ring a bell? Rebound on the stick back, Katie Ball. Believe it or not, her first 2 being looked at by Marshall, Ohio State, Belmont, and Xavier amongst a small army of schools. Now a good dribble, and that little hesitation by Wagner gets her the foul.
I like her ball control. I love the fact, you see how she went out there and she kind of threw that little hesitation move, and she gave the little fake to the outside. I love her ball control. She's been tough going to the lane all day.
She had 8 points in the first half. Sinks her first free throw. She's got that high arcing shot too. And she's just gonna, all right, I'm confident, I'm gonna stick it down. Her team now up 5. Keep in mind, they trailed 16-13 after 1. She puts down both. Her team, 5 out of 6 in the first, couple of minutes. So they can get to the line, and they go with kind of an extended look at the zone, and a foul on Demia Hageman. Now lets me tell you the story about her. The headline for her reads that she had offers from Ohio State, Michigan, and DePaul before she ever stepped foot as a high school player at Detroit Edison. She's gotten even better. Edison won the Class C state championship a couple of years ago, but she can get up and down in a hurry. She's got a supporting cast of who's who, and how about that? Defense on display.
You know, this Detroit Edison, I don't know much about the city of Detroit, but judging by this Michigan crossover team, I saw 2 girls on their 9th grade team, their rising 9th grade team, who are going to be special. Ruby Whitehorn, she's a rising 9th grader, and Rikia Beal, she's another rising 9th grader who will be going to that Detroit Edison school. And my goodness, it's 2 other kids from Detroit Edison played on the 17 and under elite team. And Detroit Edison
is good in everything. Trust me, I live far enough north in Ohio, about an hour south of Toledo, that Edison, you hear a lot about them being a big power. As Bailey Adkins, her first free throw. Second one rims out. And a jump ball call. That's just working hard.
Yeah.
Marasha Wiggins
But you know that brings up my pet peeve. Now, you know what I don't like about high school sports. The jump ball. I can understand the jump ball in AAU play now, you know, because it's all about time. It's all about speeding up. I can understand the alternating possession here. But in a high school game, there's no reason to have a jump ball. Have alternating possessions. You need to have the jump ball.
Like a legitimate jump ball.
Exactly.
Wiggins has it knocked away. That's just length from Katie Ball. And Ball sees her team turn it right back over. Now, who I feel bad for is the young lady officiating the game. She had to turn on a dime 3 or 4 times to go back up and down court on those turnovers. Stripped on her way up.
Referees have to have the good ankles, good ankle support to be a referee.
She's done a lot of catching up, and it's always kind of funny because she's in the top left part of your screen right now. The official on the bottom side that's a nice inbounds play to Katie Ball to get her going. She's got 4. He's kind of been lucky. Everything's been right at him, the jump balls that you're so fond of, but she's had to do some work down there. I'm going to get her a cookie and a Gatorade. Now kind of a young player mistake right there. Sent right back too. So you get to go again. A long throw. That's I would say 3 or 4 right in a row on both sides. Young mistakes. That's why you do that during the summer. You play against kids your level or better. That's the only way you get better as the steal comes along. Adkins charges with 2 behind her. Off the hip, off the glass, and good. Pulls her team to within 1 in the timeout. But there's a lot to digest in that whole set right there.
I'm telling you, back and forth, little turnovers, couple of young player moves. But here's the thing about it, Mike. What kind of throws me off, sometimes you forget that they are young. When you see the spectacular plays that they make early, you see the pinpoint passing, the left-hand layups, you know, everything like that, you think they're skilled players. But then you got to remember they're 14, 15 years old. You know, like, okay, you're 14, 15. I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. So when I see the bad pass in the middle of the lane, I say, oh, okay, there you go.
You were talking about Rakia Jackson earlier?
No, Rakia Beal. Rakia Jackson is another one out there who's
Where's she
on
from? Edison.
Detroit Edison, yes.
I was looking at the top. Davis, she was out there as well for the trials. Gagne with the turnover, trying to turn it into 2 and give her team the lead.
And I think the West Virginia Thunder have someone out there this weekend. Tasha J. Yep.
The girl right here?
Wait a minute, she's playing?
She's number 11 right there.
Oh, my goodness. I thought she was
She's definitely got the ball in her hand right now.
And you know what? You just told me earlier she went to Xavier this
She went to visit Xavier, yeah.
Oh, man. See, look at me. I thought, for some reason, she was going to be at the USA Today trial. I keep saying USA Today.
They're very shocked to learn that a newspaper is having basketball trials.
Oh,
hey, that'll get viewership up, I guess.
Yeah.
But last half of this third quarter, and again, the focus for these girls to just keep playing, as that's an off-balance runner from Davis, her 11th point, first of the half. But it is focus to be able to just ignore all those whistles that were right next door. Backdoor pass, little kind of lackadaisical again for Ball. She tried that lead as Royal Davis up off the glass. What's curious to watch for me is her transformation to a scorer. She hasn't really has been more of a 4th or 5th option for Rogers as she's grown, but they finished off with another tremendous year. Toledo Rogers was sick this year. That's the part of it. Back in the lineup now, Hageman and Wagner.
I hate the fact I hadn't seen Toledo Rogers play yet. I hadn't seen one of the Ohio. I miss out on some of the Ohio women's team by doing Flying to the Hoop. You know, I only get to see 2 of the women's teams from Flying to the Hoop.
State champs.
Yeah.
Zaya Cook had one of the best performances over the course of 2 days that I've seen from basketball in quite some time. You could tell she walked into that building, the Schottenstein Center, and said, I'm on a mission. We're walking out of here with that title. And had just a phenomenal crossover.
Got quite a few state champions in the building this weekend. I saw, as a matter of fact, the Michigan crossover team had a young lady from Afrocentric. Forget her name. The older Michigan crossover, the elite team. Who else did we see?
I don't know where to find it in the book, so I'll take your word for it.
They're all over. they have been quite a few state champions here this weekend.
So the two-pointer and the free throw for Gagner. 2:45 to go in the third and a 41-40. Highly competitive game. Exactly, again, I said it as an offensive foul against Wagner. I think she maybe got caught trying to push out on that screen.
Tried to stick the hip out a little bit to get the extra space on the screen. A little bit of hip magic.
Tasha Jenkins now brings the ball across. Hasn't scored yet in this half. Malia Magistro had that one great lead from Jenks in the first. Set up from the corner. Three ball no good. Nobody blocked out. Jenks went all the way around and kind of another 10 and 10 threw it away. Bumped on the way there. The fact that shot even made it near the rim is kind of a small miracle. 3-on-2 and the no-look pass. Needed a little more look.
Need a little bit more look.
The guys in the front row had to make sure that the girls didn't go careening into the wall. Jenks blew a tire and has to tie the shoe.
You know, I like the facilities over here. The fact that we get to sit up high, you know, in the bird's nest, I guess you can say. They have 6 courts going on. And I don't like the gyms where the courts are they're all in one row and they're all wrapped beside each other.
I get distracted easy.
Yeah, I get distracted too easily, but I love the setup here. It's a nice setup.
Skipped into the corner, deep 2 it looks like. Now no good anyways. Rebound and stolen right out of the hands of Wagner by Alexis Arden. Leads the break, and Magistro with 2 gives her team a 3-point lead. Largest they've had in this half. They led by 4 right out of the gate on a pair of baskets. Earl Davis flashes through the free throw line at 90 seconds. Over to the corner, 3 ball away, and in the bottom of the net for Kaylee Davis. She's got 2 of her team's 3 from outside.
You knew that the moment she released it. She had her feet set, everything perfect, hands by her chest when she caught the pass. You knew the moment she released it, that was good.
I kind of honestly thought when she got over there and there was no one within 5 feet of her, whatever she put up was going to go in. Just late on the switch to tie the game at 43. I think this is what you love the most. You get to this point, we're going to go into the 4th here in about a minute 5, at least within 1 possession. These are the games you want. And how about this high level of basketball at 8 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, 8 a.m. in the morning, they out here playing big-time basketball.
Earl Davis with the foul.
I'm going to be quite honest. The older I get in my age, if I wasn't here on a Memorial Day weekend, 8 a.m. in the morning, I wouldn't even rolled over right.
I got up at 5 a.m. to drive down here and thought, what is happening? Like I'm leaving in the summer at 5 a.m. Magistro now with the free throw. Malia out of Kennedy Catholic High School in Sharon, Pennsylvania. So 3 different states represented on this team in West Virginia, Ohio, and PA. Her free throws give it a 2-point lead. And again, back to the zone. Almost the matchups out of it. It's been a flirtation a little bit with the zone and then back to some man to give Michigan a different look as Roll Davis called for the travel. 2 is the number of travel calls in this game.
Got to put the ball down first before you take
well, unless you're in the NBA and you can take that jump shot where you take 3 steps to the side first.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a big thing. So split the middle of the defense and a good jump ball call. It looked like, at least from here, Royal Davis able to get the hands on Nicole Stevens. She waited for her, too. Sat on that low block and just said, all right, you come to me. I'm not going to reach and get called for another foul.
Great timing. Great timing and anticipation.
So the shot clock off for Michigan.
But you get that from just playing so much basketball.
Well, and there's a lot of people talk about that. How much is too much? Shot from the left side, off the front of the rim with 4 seconds, bantied around. Somehow kept in play by Wagner, and they shot no good. So 3 down, 1 to go, in a heck of a competitive game here in Mason. It's 45-43 West Virginia on SUV TV.
You know, Mike, we'll stay one quick second. We'll stay with them. But that's one of the things that I often debate myself with, how much is too much basketball. Because you have these kids, man, every weekend they're somewhere else playing in some tournament. And, you know, and all they're really doing is just playing basketball. Is who's really developing skills, you know. And that's my thing about the loss of the big man. You don't see any more kids who can play with their back to the basket anymore.
No, they're all 6'9" athletic freaks that – you know, you get, Bill Russell's what, 6'8"?
Yeah.
True. I mean, he's a guard.
Yeah, he's a guard in the NBA. You know, it's funny, Bill Russell had one of my favorite quotes. Somebody asked him, they said, Bill, do you think you could still average 20? You could still average 20? No. They asked him, what could you average in the NBA if you played today? And Bill said, well, I could probably only get about 10. With these guys, I could probably only get about 10 points, maybe 10 rebounds. And then the guy was like, you're one of the greatest players ever, and you think all you can score is 10? He says, I'm 75 years old.
Well, you know what's funny about it, I was having a conversation a couple of weeks ago with somebody. If you want to see something truly crazy about how individual-led the NBA was at one point, look up the 1962 MVP race that was won by Bill Russell. Depending on how you look at it, he had the weakest numbers, and by that I say he averaged like 23 rebounds and 18 points a game. But that was the year that Oscar Robertson had a triple-double for the whole year and averaged like 15 assists. It was the craziest thing, and Wilt averaged 50 and 30.
Yeah.
And he was third. Speaking of threes, ooh, you got to feel robbed on that one. Find the tallest player, Maddie Mace, at 5'11", and the impressive part about that is she picks up .8. Positioning. She got in front of everybody else. There were 2 players behind her, one on each hip. She said, I'm getting that ball.
Exactly.
One thing you can't teach necessarily, I think, is the want for the basketball. Now being hounded in the lane and forcing the turnover. It's not a smart foul on Wagner on the way by.
You know, and we talk about want and need. That's one of the big things we talk about on the radio show back home. You know, I want a player who doesn't want to win. I want a player who needs to win. You know, my whole life goes on the fact of whether I win or not. I need a player who needs to win.
Nice no-look pass inside, and just too much for Renbo.
And that's when it comes down to rebounding, that's what it's about. You just
– still Dennis Rodman theory. He's what, 6'7" on a good day? And he would out-rebound guys who were 7 foot constantly. The fact that he had a handful of rebounding titles is astonishing.
Astonishing.
I mean, look him up, kids. Read his book, by the way. It's a fascinating read.
Hold on, we have some younger crowd here. We might not want to read Dennis's
book. Look up his basketball career, not the North Korea stuff. Good rebound again. Wiggins, nobody really boxed her out. Lost it off the foot. And I think that's kind of what happens at times is that ball took a bounce every part of the court. You know, you get those misdirected plays, and in the summer, it's not as big of a deal having maybe forwards playing out of position.
Yeah.
But you can tell who's more comfortable in what spot.
Yes.
And everybody's good. You know, everybody's got a role. And it comes out of, can you step out of that comfort zone a little in the summer to showcase yourself? Ariana Naylor back in the lineup. She started this game. Had 2 points in the first half.
It's funny because, you know, summer league games, you'll have people, you know, once their high school season starts, they'll never be out on the wing. They'll never get to see the wing. But this summer, go ahead and let them freestyle a little bit. Let them get out there and handle the ball in the open court.
Good save by Magestro. She found herself wide open, tried the scoop shot on her way, but got fouled. And look at how quickly she sprinted to the free throw line.
Oh, yeah. Let's get look at her shoe game down there. What does she have?
That's some bright purple.
I don't know what those are.
It must be a team shoe because 3 of them have it.
Yeah, 3 of them have it.
It's now her free throw. No movement to it whatsoever. And on the miss, she had hit her first 2.
If you're out there listening,
Daniel.
Yeah, if you're out there listening, you know, you're checking us out, be sure to tweet us. Tweet us at SUVTV. Tweet us at SUVTV. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you're watching.
If you're not, you're being robbed right now because this is a heck of a game.
Exactly. Tweet us. Somebody from West Virginia, let me know what shoes those are.
Again,
I might buy me a pair.
I might ask them for a pair.
Oh, yeah, I'll
get
ask
it
them.
at. Rebound, smallest player in the court in Davis. She'll try again. That little runner hasn't been effective for her in this half. She did hit the 3 as the spot up from the corner. Offline. And another instance where Ariana Naylor kind of got pushed out by Jenks. I wanted the basketball. You didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So 48-43, just about 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Winner moves to 10:45 here on this court to take on the winner of the court on game 2, which is a 48-38 game in the 4th. Couldn't tell you who's winning because I don't know who's home and away. That'll be a good one, either the Nike Lady Gym Rats or the Alabama Southern Stars. Both of them come in, I think, with just 1 loss combined.
Mm-hmm.
I think 5-1 is what I read combined. Now the miss off the line again. And, you know, West Virginia's doing something right now, Sly, where it doesn't necessarily show up in the scoreboard or the book, but they're deflecting a lot of balls ahead to their teammates. Jenks, I think she spun the wrong way and had that shot blocked by Royal Davis.
Yeah. You know, she spun away from the baseline. If she would have just went straight in or spun toward the baseline, she would have had that space between her and her defender. She would have laid it up.
You see in the background across the way, West Virginia's coach is not happy about what he thought was a set of foul calls. I can hear him from all the way up here. Good spacing. That jumper offline for Wiggins. Again, not necessarily her game on the long throw ahead. Great passing. West Virginia, though, too far underneath, caused by that little delay on the defensive end. That would have been a nice one if that had gone. But look at the now 5-on-3. And what's impressive to me, that's an instance where Michigan kind of got caught in the backcourt. West Virginia, no matter which 5 players have been on the floor, whether it's offense to defense or vice versa, they have all sprinted back past half court. They've got to be tired, but they continue to just run players in there. As Maddie Mace, 2 for 4 from the line.
You know, it kind of makes me wonder now, are the West Virginia players in better shape than people who play in the Valley, you know, I guess the Ohio Valley area,
Well,
because
keep
they're
in
actually
mind,
playing
3 of them are from Ohio.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true.
So it's kind of a thing where you get a girl from St. Clairsville, from Pickerington, and from Ironton, who, by the way, those 3 cities could not be any different, having been to all 3. But it's translated to halfway through this quarter a 6-point lead. 2 from the outside.
It kind of makes me wonder, if you play up there in the mountains, you know, the air is a little bit thinner. You got to be in a little bit better shape. When you get down in the valley, hey, the lungs can go doesn't have to work as hard.
You feel like right now with 3.5 minutes, if you look at this game, maybe in your coaching hat, that maybe Michigan is pressing a little bit too much, and not necessarily defensively, but they're pushing a little too much, trying to get 6 points on 1 possession.
Exactly. There's no 6-point shot in basketball.
Unless the ABA comes up with it.
Okay.
I mean, they had a 4-point shot.
Yeah.
I still think we should do rock and jock.
Oh, yeah, we need the 20-point shot.
To institute that for the summer.
Or the 10-point shot. Flea flings for 10. And that's another one where the whistles on the different courts have thrown everybody off.
I don't think it was as much that time as it looked like somebody stepped out of bounds. And West Virginia used it as a timeout.
Because this ref was still playing. This ref down here was still playing. That ref stopped.
Well, Michigan went to the bench, and their coach let the officials have it. But there are two, I guess the two scorekeepers down to our right at the end of the court. West Virginia's coach let them have it after that last set of what he thought was a foul. They pretty much said, "Hey, it's morning. Could you please go away?
Go away. Go away.
We don't have anything for you. Leave us alone for a couple minutes." So opening of this day, 49-43, 3:17 to go. There have been a lot of big scores in this ball game. Tazaya Jenkins had 7 in the first half. She hasn't scored yet and has only taken 1 shot. Other way, Hageman had 10 in the first half. She has not made one in the second half. It's not without lack of trying between she and Kaylee Davis. Davis has got 5. She's got 14 overall, but 5 in the half. And it's taken about 7 shots.
She is definitely not afraid to shoot.
Oh, the ball movement.
And see, that's what I like. You see how they're moving the ball. They're cutting without the ball, and they're cutting to the basket. It's a lot of things. A lot of time people get stagnant on offense, and they'll stand around and just there just to look good. But if you're going to cut, make it a cut worth something. Cut to the basket. Have an objective when you do it, man. I love it.
Beautifully spaced as well as ball now with 7 points all in this half. The honorable mention all-class AA pick in West Virginia. But it went from the point to the baseline, drew 2 defenders, and she just whipped it underneath. Now on the head fake, on the crossover, nowhere for Hageman to go. The active hands, that's a good matchup between she and Jinx. Down to the runner again, off the glass for 2 in the foul. And this is what you're going to want if you're Michigan. You want to get Davis back involved. She's been out of the offense. At times has shot herself out of the offense.
Yes.
But is doing a good job is the diminutive point guard at 5'5". And I didn't mention this.
Generally.
Out of Renaissance High School in Southfield, Michigan.
That 5'5" is a generous 5'5".
I was thinking that too. The hop shot 3 from the left corner, no good. So you're down 7, 2.5 minutes to go. You're Michigan.
It's still a lot of ball game. That's a lot of ball game if you're Michigan.
Seems like, too, that's a lot of possessions with the way that the pace that this has been played at. And I don't know what happened. They ran off. Well, the clock's running as they're arguing. Well, I didn't see that they put the ball back in play. One official is officiating. The other is arguing with the coach.
No foul.
Let's say, I guess, the shot blocked.
Oh,
wow. Maddie, I'm sorry. That's a pretty easy call for an offensive foul. You can't armbar someone to the ground.
Back to my old WWF days, not WWE. I'm talking WWF.
That's one of those new AJ Styles forearms. And again, the coach for Michigan is still getting her money's worth.
She probably, she knows the official is local, so she probably actually where's the best restaurants, where to eat at after the game, stuff like that, just friendly conversation over there.
It's none of the markers on the wall. Deep 3 from the corner, and they box out and a foul. And the official demonstrating exactly what the foul was. Either that or he's moonwalking.
You know how you tell if a game is really well officiated? If both coaches think the referees are terrible. If both coaches say, you're calling it for him.
That foul actually went on West Virginia. Good lob play for the score to Wiggins. She's got 3 in the half, pulls her team within 5 at a minute 45. And there's the defensive, kind of that gnat. Can't get rid of her in Miss Davis. She is right up on top of Nicole Stevens. Nice pass underneath. Just made it disappear like she was Merlin for a second. Underneath to Katie Ball for the basket. That is just that quick hesitation as a foul just in front of the free throw line. Stops the clock at a minute 18. But that's the amazing part. You go through the lane, you finally get rid of your defender. 10, 15 seconds. You draw one way and just sort of flip it around 2 girls the other way.
Perfect.
I mean, that's impressive. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even hit the right buttons to do that on NBA.
Oh, no.
So to the line.
Might drop the remote, drop the player control.
I just quit. Will come to Maya Hageman. 3 for 4 from the line, all coming in the first half, as that is her first points of the second half. Her team's done exceptionally well from the line. Nine out of 13, make it 10 out of 14. Puts down her first 2, pulls the game to within 54-49. Down to a minute 10. And again, Michigan has tried to change a couple of defenders out high, but what's interesting about West Virginia, they apparently have 5 girls on the floor right now that can handle the ball the exact same way.
Exactly.
Except for they ran into a little bit of a screen issue as a pass down low, beat the defender high off the glass in the back of the rim. The shot won't go. Comes in to clean it up as Maddie Mace off balls miss. Mace goes again. Another quarter in the merry-go-round. She puts 2 more up. 56-49.
And that right there, not only do you get 2 points on the board if you're West Virginia. If you're Michigan, that just takes all the air out of you. You play great defense. They've managed to dribble around and take the shot clock all the way down, take all the time off the clock, still get off a layup, miss the layup, and they still get 3 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. That lets all the air out of your balloon if you're on the Michigan crossover side.
And I don't know what the deal is here. Michigan, as they came off the floor, their coach was screaming at them about exactly what you were just mentioning about lack of defensive rebounding. They put some time back on the clock, and that's the right call. They made it went from 36-9 to about 43. And the reason for that is earlier on, when I was talking about one official was talking to the coach and the other was officiating, they were running the clock while the ball was still out of bounds.
Oh, okay.
So that is the right call from my perspective. As they sit just above center court.
Who knows? Who knows? You got to remember, I tell people all the time, this summer league, these people are volunteers. No one's getting paid.
I just realized, too, that Malia Magestro for West Virginia, her dad, it's pretty easy to figure out, sitting close to the volleyball line here, wearing a shirt that says coach. Down to 34 seconds, ball into the corner. Looking for the step back. Nice move on Jinx, but the problem is, tell me where you got. Down to the baseline, he drew an extra defender. As the shot clock is off and the ball is stuck in the rim.
Just jump up there and knock it out.
It took us exactly, 45 minutes for that to happen.
It's not an official basketball game until the ball is stuck.
Oh, strike 1. Strike 2. I realize it's the wrong sport, but her average is about like the Reds.
Let me take over and do it. Taking too long.
I got other things to do. They're trying to keep it moving. So the first game now just outside of an hour old. A lot of competitive games, a couple of blowouts. The other game, again, that is the second half of these finals. It's Madison Royal Davis puts in at the free throw. All 3 of her points coming from there. Ends up 58-46. But I can't tell you who won yet. Davis up and down on her 4th. And a foul stops play at 24.8.
You know, another thing I do like about this tournament, the games are kept in real time. If you go to the website, they're all updated, you know, in kind of real time. So if you're watching live and you want to know who you're playing next, just go to the website, and they'll tell you.
Good point. In about 10 seconds, I could probably go check that. So we'll know who the 10:45 game is.
Oh, the pump fake on the line. She threw the pump fake on the free throw.
I'm done. I've done hundreds of games in my life, and I've never seen a pump fake on a free throw.
Oh, Lord.
And the worst part about it is the lane violation was on her team.
Yeah, exactly.
So her teammates apparently don't know about the pump fake free throw.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody in the NBA used to shoot their free throws, and they would take it up to the top and then pause and then release it.
I've now officially seen everything.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we got 24 seconds left, 24.8 seconds left, 5-point game. Still anybody's game.
And again, this is just game one.
Yeah, this is game one.
That's something.
Yesterday we had an overtime game that ended on a free throw. No time left. We were in overtime. No time left. Young lady went to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Game were tied. Missed the first one, and I love what the coach did. He called timeout. I love it. He called timeout.
Tell her not to pump fake.
Yeah, he told her not to pump fake. But he put the ice water. He tried to freeze her out, but didn't work. She knocked down the free throw to win the ball game.
That's crazy. Again, you could go back and watch that. Now the three-pointer and the air ball from Wagner, just trying to get something up here. I think this is going to go to West Virginia. It looked like a couple of players were laying on the baseline with the basketball.
See, that was rush right there. Even though your time is running slow, you didn't need to throw up that three-pointer. They were wide open for it, too. And
Speaking of wide open.
Beat them deep.
Caught on the run, but the miss. That happens again. Remember about 5 minutes ago I talked about not hustling back as Nicole Stevens gets the basket. Now the deep three with 8 seconds to go offline. 58-51 is the game. And that will be the final. So West Virginia stays perfect. They'll play again at 10:45 here on this court. Game one of the day goes to the Thunder, 58-51, and you saw it here on SUV TV.